Happy Christmas. I'm so very excited to be coming at you with this issue here. This issue, The Amazing Spider-Man 314, holds a special place in my heart because it is the very first back issue I ever picked up. When I saw this cover as a kid, I just had to have it. I thought it was the very coolest. It's just so classic Spider-Man, just with everything going on here. And this cover tells such a fantastic story. Of course, it's not literal. Spider-Man doesn't have an apartment. Peter Parker does. And what's Spider-Man doing with Mary Jane? But it's the imagery that this cover invokes. It's the story it's telling. And I just love the Salvation Army Santa Claus right here. Just ho, ho, ho. And literally being booted out. So much fun. So what a better issue to dig out and read for Christmas, huh? And, let's just flip to the back. Nothing cool there, just an advertisement. Although it is always fun looking at all these old advertisements as they are and getting into it. But, yeah, this book, written by Dave Michelini, who I think is, at least in my opinion, the Spider-Man writer, because he was the Spider-Man writer that was writing when I was first reading as a kid. But... like classic Spider-Man is him to me, but that's just me showing my age. And we got Todd McFarlane doing the artwork here. So how about that? This is a book of an era, and we're starting right out with Peter Parker and MJ being evicted from their apartment. And all the legal shenanigans going on with it. And that's no good. So rough. And I get a kick out of this joke he makes, telling the lawyer that he must only do that part-time because it was... what was he say his full-time job is? Hunting baby seals in Alaska? But yeah, real fun. And then we cut to our main story here with this is our actual non-drama, our superhero fair right here is these two guys. We got this business guy and his lawyer, and they're going about doing their things on Christmas. And it's so much fun because we pretty much bounce back and forth between them and the lawyer dude is working on double crossing the fella and stealing all the money. And it's jumping back to Peter and MJ as they're trying to find lodging for the holidays because they just got kicked out of their place. Aunt May's keeping all their furniture at her attic, and they're looking around finding somewhere to keep them holed up. And also flipped over it right here. This is fun. This advertisement is for a D&D phone game. Call this number and someone will dungeon master a game for you. How funny is that? But we get MJ and Pete, and they're just walking around, kind of mulling over what they're gonna do about their living situation. And it's Christmas Eve, and it's like the worst timing. And man, Pete's just not feeling good about things, and somebody's getting mugged at the in the park. And man, he's so down, he don't even want to respond to it, but he knows he's gonna. And this is how we know MJ's the right woman for him, is because she's saying like, hey Pete, you gotta go do this thing. I know we're dealing with something, but Spider-Man stuff is important too. And that's why she's the best girl for him. But we get this great little bit right here. And it's so wonderful. The woman that was being robbed, she ends up giving Spider-Man her homemade macaroons that she was going to give to her nieces as a thank you Christmas gift. And that's just so heartwarming and fun. And say whatever you will about the Parker luck and all that, but it's wonderful when we actually see things going right for him too, even when it's little things like that. And it's always fun seeing Spider-Man get the good acknowledgement he deserves, because he always gets such a rough time of a thing. But this is great. Pete just going up to the Daily Bugle and talking with people. They're having a Christmas party there this evening for Christmas Eve, and him mulling over, just talking with different people. And should he bring up, like, can we stay there for the weekend? What are we gonna do? Because even though May offered it to him, he doesn't want to go back. That's embarrassing to him. Nobody wants to move back in with their parents after going out and doing their own thing for so long. Like, that's just rough, and he ain't wanting none of that, especially with him having to be Spider-Man too. That's a lot of explaining. But we cut back with the business fella and the lawyer and all their stuff going on. Back and forth. This bit with Peter here and Flash. This is one of the things I didn't like about some of the later stuff they did with Flash Thompson, was they really regressed the character. Because, like, at the point when I started reading comic books, Flash was already a good, decent dude and one of Peter's best friends. Like, a true good friend. They had buried the hatchet. So I really hated some of the later stuff where they kind of regressed and dumbed him down and made them more antagonistic again, because it just came out of nowhere. And this issue established so great, like, the level of buddy they have going, because before Pete even gets a chance to ask, Flash already offers him to stay at their place. So, like, what a guy. And man, is this not a beautiful page right here? We haven't gotten really a money shot of a page yet, but I would say that's what this page is. That is gorgeous, with Pete visiting his uncle's grave there on Christmas Eve. And then we get cutting back to the business folk here. The lawyer and his folks are trying to rob this armored car. It goes haywire, and some of the thugs that he hired end up taking this Santa hostage. No good, real rough. So Pete knows what he's got to do when he hears what's going on, and Spider-Man jumps into action. And by jumps into action, I mean literally, because he leapt from the grave all the way onto the car. But we get a very quick fight chase scene. Like, it is, what, pages? As in, like, 2? But this right here is real sick when we get him landing and taking these guys out. We don't even see it. This is such a cool, just boom, 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 and then next. So cool. And I love how this guy gets whacked. That wood. And that wasn't even Spidey. That was Santa Claus. So fun. But I love this. I love how we get that little bit of cartoony, the little lines and the stars flying with the smack. Like, that's so good. And I wish we saw more, because, like, clearly this is a comic art. It's taking itself seriously. Like, look at this, But then we get a little bit of the cartooniness coming in, too. I like that. This is fun. Like, what an issue to read back at the time when it originally came out. But even reading it as a kid, it being a back issue, like, man, so good. Just so much fun. But yeah, I really enjoy this bit here with Pete coming to the conclusion, because he's not wanted to move in with May, and justified it to himself and to MJ about just, like, feeling kind of embarrassed. I remember being younger too, and when I was going through some hard times, and really, there's something about not wanting to ask for help, and I totally understand and feel where he is coming from. But this conclusion he comes to right here was really beautiful too, where he realizes, part of being an adult and being independent is making choices, and you can choose to accept help because sometimes people want to help, and that's for a reason too. And he realizes it's selfish not accepting help from his aunt, which was really sweet. So him and MJ are going to move back in, and it's a wonderful into the issue, and it has some emotional depth. And yeah, I wish we got a little bit more action overall in the issue, but we got some really cool stuff going on anyhow. That one page was just sick. And all the character stuff going on was really good. And that's why you read Spider-Man for real, is for the characters. Like, the action is cool and whatnot, but you love Spider-Man because he's Peter Parker, not because he's Spider-Man. And I think that's why I don't really love a lot of newer Spider-Man stuff that I picked up too, is because it doesn't feel like the same character to me. But man, what a great issue, and so much good artwork throughout this. A whole lot of ads, like every other page it feels like. But man, like, that's so good. You know, that's I mean, it's Todd McFarlane Spider-Man, so what are you expecting? The thing's gonna look beautiful. I will say this is kind of funny, and I didn't point out when we were first flipping through, but the eye on my Spider-Man there is yellow. And I don't know if that's just due to age or how it was actually printed, because I can't actually even remember. But yeah, so much fun. And I had a blast rereading this, and what a better time to do it than Christmas time. So happy Christmas to you. Thank you for joining me, and we'll talk to you more later.